student any one student can come.
Saruko, no jacket, no should be. I can see you could go, no?
स्वागत करा. बहुमानिस्त खेळामंत्री गोविंद गावडे. आमचे पॅनलिस्ट दत्तेश परुळेकर, डॉक्टर महेश पै, प्रोफेसर विल्फ्रेड गोयस, हांव आमच्या भोवमानिस्त खेळा मंत्र्यांकडे मागता की तांणी 2 शब्द उलोवचे.
A very good morning to you all. सगळ्यांक म्हजो मायमोगाचो नमस्कार. 12 तारखेपासून सुरू जाल्लो हो नॅशनल यूथ वीक ताचे आज आमी कन्क्लुडींग करतात आणि अशाच तरेच्या आजच्या ह्या कार्यक्रमाक यूथ एक्टिवेट टॉक ह्या शीर्षकाच्या सकल तुमचे कडेन आज इंटरेक्शन करपा खातीर, तुमच्या प्रश्नाच्यो जापो दिवपा खातीर, तांचे पर्सनल अचिवमेंट तुमचे मुखार म्हणपा खातीर आज आमच्या ह्या माचयेचेर पॅनलिस्ट आसात. वेगळ्या वेगळ्या क्षेत्रांत ज्यांनी आपली कारकीर्द एक उजाळो दिल्लो आसा. पयले रोज आमचे शशांक मुक्तेदरजी, त्याच प्रमाणे महेश पाटील सतपैशी, आमचे दत्तेश परुळेकर, त्याच प्रमाणे डॉक्टर विल्फ्रेडजी आणि हांगा उपस्थित आशिल्ले म्हज्यो डेप्युटी डायरेक्टर ऑफ DSY जेनिफर बाय, त्याच प्रमाणे हांगा उपस्थित आशिल्ली सगळीं म्हजी माणकुली भुरगीं, म्हज्या स्पोर्ट्स अँड यूथ अफेअर्स डिपार्टमेंटाचे ऑफिशियल्स, तुमकां परत एकदां म्हजो सगळ्यांक नमस्कार. खरें म्हळ्यार हांव 3 कार्यक्रम हांवें म्हज्याच एक मुखारपणा सकल अटेंड केल्ले आसा. जरी सकाळ फुडें आजचो हो कार्यक्रम जरी जालो जाल्यार भुरगीं येवपाचीं आसात, तरी आसतना एसेंब्ली सेशन मुखार जावपाचें आसा म्हणून हांवें मातसो बेगीन कार्यक्रम आटोपून घेयात अशें म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा. पूण तुमचे बरोबर आसतले पॅनलिस्ट जे तुमकां सगळ्यांक गायड करपाक आसतले. नॅशनल यूथ वीक हो स्वामी विवेकानंद ह्याच्या जन्मदिसांतल्यान आमी सुरू करतात. एक जगातलो सारथी हांव म्हणटा. तशें हांवें पयलेच कार्यक्रमाक उल्लेख केल्लो आशिल्लो की प्रत्येक भुरग्याक दिसता की हांव मुखार मोठो जाले नंतर शिकले नंतर अमूक जावपाक जाय. आनी म्हाका दिसता आजच्या जमान्याक तरी भुरग्यांचे पेक्षा आमच्या आवय बापायचे चड स्वप्न आसा. ते फाल्यां सकाळी भुरगे ते अचीव करपाक शकतले का ना हेजो पेरंट्स आजचे घडये तरी विचार करनात. पूण पेरंट्स केन्ना विचार करतात जेदे वेळाचेर एक भुरगो तेजे कडेन ते वजन घेवपाक शक्य जायना किंवा तोलना, त्या वेळाचेर पेरंट्सांक जाग येता. पूण वेळ गेल्लो आसता. काळी परत आमची घडयाळाचो कांटो रिवर्स येवपाक शकना. आणि म्हणूनच योग्य निर्णय योग्य वेळाचेर जर आमी घेतलो जाल्यार डेफिनेटली खुबश्यो काही गोष्टी आमी करपाक शकता. बरेचशे अशे हस्ती ह्या जगान भितर आसात की ज्यांचे पदन एकाचे घडये शिक्षण नसपाक शकता, पूण तांणी ह्या जगा भितर एक क्रांतिकारीक पाऊल, एक क्रांती घडोवन हाडिल्ली आसा. एक उदाहरणच जर सांगचें जाल्यार आज तुमकां जो फेसबुकाचो किंवा सोशल मिडियाचो जो आज फेड लागिल्ले आसात. तांचे इन्व्हेंटर कोण हे बारीकशे तुम्ही जर पळयले जाल्यार तुमकां कळटलें. दोज ऑफ नॉट कंप्लीटेड इवन 12th स्टँडर्ड, दोज ऑफ ड्रॉप आउट्स भुरगे आशिल्ले, हेंच्यांनी सुद्दां आज ह्या जगान टेक्नॉलॉजीच्या माध्यमांतल्यान खुबश्यो काही गोष्टी केल्ल्यो आसात. स्वामी विवेकानंदाचे एक ध्येयवादी एक वाक्य आहा. हांव ब्रदर सिस्टर बीन ते म्हणपाना. ह्युमॅनिटी, मानवतेचो धर्म, माणुसकी ही सगळ्याच अत्यंत महत्वाची आसा. म्हजे कडेन कितलोय पयसो आसलो, हांव कितले उच्च शिखराचेर पावलो, जर आपल्या भितर जर माणुसकीच जर ना, ह्युमॅनिटीच जर ना, जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता मनीस जैतिवंत जावपाक शकना किंवा मनीस यशस्वी जावपाक शकना. I always says that success is not measured by means of money, nor a social rank, nor a position, but it is purely measured by means of a discipline and the inner peace. जे आम्ही काम जे करतात ते आत्मिक शांती जर आपल्याक जर लाभ मेळना जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता सगळे यशाची व्याख्या जी आसा ती म्हाका दिसता निरर्थक ठरतली अशें म्हाका दिसता. आणि म्हणूनच योग्य निर्णय योग्य वेळाचेर घेवन हेच तर आमकां स्वामी विवेकानंद सांगता. अवेक, रायज टील यू अचीव द गोल. गोल कितें आसतलो हे तुम्ही ठरोवपाचें आसता. आज जे सगळे मान्यवर जे आन्सर आसात तांकां एका रातयान यश मेळना किंवा एका वर्सान त्यांच्यानी ही डिग्री हासिल करून त्या पोझिशनाचेर पावले ना. इट टूक लॉट ऑफ इयर्स अँड द स्ट्रगल खूप महत्वाची आसा. एक ल्हानशी एक स्टोरी सांगता आसतना तुमकां एक भुरगो आशिल्लो 7वेक आणि त्या भुरग्याच्या शेवटच्या फायनल एग्जामाक भितर एक प्रश्न येता. एक निबंध बरयात, माझं स्वप्न, माय ड्रीम. आणि हो भुरगो बरयता आणि हो भुरगो एका कामगाराच्या घराण्यान भितर जन्माक आयिल्लो आशिल्लो. तेजो बापूय रेस कोर्स हो तुमकां सगळ्यांक खबर आशिल्लो. स्टेबल म्हळ्यार घोड्यांचो गोठो जो आसता त्या गोठ्यान भितर तो हेजो बापूय एका त्या घोड्याक चारो घालतालो, तांकां न्हाणयतालो, तांकां बाकी सगळे काही गोष्टी काम करतालो. आणि हो तेजे भुरगो आपल्या एसेन बरयतात की म्हाका ह्या जगातलो सगळ्यात श्रीमंत मनीस जावपाक जाय. ज्यो महागडी ज्यो गाडयो ज्यो आसात त्यो म्हज्या दारान उबे जावपाक जाय आणि त्याच प्रमाणे म्हज्या मालकीचो एक रेस कोर्स आसपाक जाय. रिजल्ट जाता, बाकीचे विद्यार्थी सगळे क्लासांतले पास जातात आणि हो एकटोच भुरगो नापास जाता. नापास कित्या खातीर तर जाता कारण ताणेन त्या निबंधान उल्लेख केल्लो आशिल्लो की ते म्हजे स्वप्न ताणेन बरयल्लें आशिल्लें. पूण टिचर ताका आफयता, तो टिचरी कडेन वता. टिचर हांव एकटोच भुरगो नापास कित्याक केलो. बाकीचे सगळे तेजे प्रश्न जे उत्तर दिल्ले आसतात ते बरोबर असतात. तो टिचरी कडेन वता की म्हाका तुवें नापास कित्याक केलो. टिचर ताका प्रश्न करता की तुवें जो निबंध जो बरयलेलो आसा तो ह्या जन्माक न्ही, मुखावले 7 जन्म सुद्दां जर तुवें घेतले जाल्यार तुका तें शक्य आसा कारण तुका कामगाराचो एक भुरगो जावन आसा. तूं कितें करतलो मुखार वचून. ताणें सांगलें भुरग्यान की टिचर हांवें फक्त निबंध बरयलेलो आसा, आपूण तसो जातलो ना जातलो हें म्हाका खबर ना. तर टिचर ताका एक अट घालता. तुका जर पास जर जावपाक जर जाय नाल्यार तुका निबंध बदलचो पडटलो आणि तुका जर निबंध जर बदलच्यो नाका जाल्यार तुका त्याच क्लासीन बसचो पडटलो नाल्यार एक तर तुका शाळा सोडची पडटली. त्या वेळाचेर भुरगो क्षणभर विचार करता आणि भुरगो एक निर्णय घेता की दुसरो ऑप्शन चुचता की आपूण शाळा सोडपाची. आफ्टर 15 years ऑफ टाइम हीच टीचर त्या वेळावयले विद्यार्थ्यांक घेवन एका रेस कोर्साक भेट दिता. रेस कोर्स म्हळ्यार इट इज सराउंडेड बाय द 5 स्टार एमिनिटीज. बाकीचे सगळे काही गोष्टी असतात आणि तातूंतल्यान फर्स्ट हाफाक एक पिकनिक म्हणून ती टीचर व्हरता आणि पिकनिक जाले नंतर त्या रेस कोर्साचो ओनर जो आसा तो ओनर तांकां जेवणाचें निनोता दिता, निमंत्रण दिता. आणि जेवता आसतना सहज त्या टिचरीच्या, त्या हॉलाच्या, डायनिंग हॉलाच्या भिंतीचेर एक नजर वता आणि त्या भिंतीचेर एक सर्टिफिकेट असता त्यांच्याच स्कुलाची. आणि ती टिचर ताका विचारता, हो भुरगो हांगसर कितें करता? स्टिवर्डाचें काम करता, वेटराचें काम करता, डिश वॉशराचें काम करता. कारण हो भुरगो आज फेल जाल्लो भुरगो कितें करता? कारण ही स्कूल सर्टिफिकेट जी आसा ती म्हज्या स्कुलाची आसा. तेजे शेजारी एक भुरगो उबो आसता. तो सांगता की टिचर, जो भुरगो वेटराचें काम करना, स्टिवर्डाचें काम करना किंवा डिश वॉशराचें काम करना, की हे एंटायर जे एम्पायर जे आज जे आसा, जे म्हज्या स्वतःच्या मालकीचे जावन आसा, म्हजें नांव जावन आसा मॉन्टी जॉन. ज्या मॉन्टी जॉनाक टिचरीन एका एसेत आनी बरयलेलो म्हणून नापास करता आणि त्याच वेळाचेर तो एक मतीन धरता की म्हाका म्हजें स्वप्न पूर्ण करपाक जाय, तेज्या खातीर म्हाका कितें करचें पडलें जाल्यार करपाचें. फक्त म्हजें सांगपाचें एकूच आसा, वेळ. आणि जर त्या भुरग्यान जर निर्णय त्या वेळाचेर बदललेलो आशिल्लो जाल्यार तो भुरगो रेस कोर्साचो मालक केन्नाच जावपाक शकचे नाशिल्लो. म्हणजे डिसिजन एट द रायट टाइम इज द मोरल ऑफ द स्टडी ऑफ दिस स्टोरी. म्हणूनच हांव तुमकां सगळ्यांक सांगपाक सोदतां, देर आर सो मेनी फिल्ड्स, नॉट ओन्ली एज्युकेशन. हांव तरी मानता की एज्युकेशन, आजचें एज्युकेशन, कारण म्हज्या माचयेचेर बरेचशे तज्ञ व्यक्ती बशिल्ले आसात, कले क्षेत्रांत आसा. आज शिक्षण घडये एखादें पोट भरपाचें माध्यम आसपाक शकता, परंतु तुमचे भितर आशिल्ले पोटेन्शियल, म्हळ्यार तुमचे भितर आशिल्ले वेगळे गुण जे आसात, आणि हे गुण जर दोन क्षेत्रां कडेन हांव चड तांकां कंपेर करता. एक म्हळ्यार स्पोर्ट्स आनी दुसरें म्हळ्यार कला. तुमची फाल्यां सकाळी हांव स्वता इंजिनियर जावन आसा. म्हजी वळख आज इंजिनियर म्हणून कोण म्हाका इंजिनियर म्हणून कोण वळखना, पूण एक कलाकार म्हणून वळखता. आज बरेचशे एक हांगसर जे मान्यवर जे आसात एका वेगळ्या फिल्डांत तेंच्यांनी आज करियर केल्लें आसात, नावलौकीक संपादन केल्लें आसा. म्हणजे तुमची एक स्वताची वळख निर्माण करपाक जाय. जो गोल तुम्ही दोळे मुखार दवरलेलो आसा तो अचीव करपा खातीर संकटां तुमचेर येतलीच, पूण संकटां तुमची प्रगतीचो मार्ग आडोवपा खातीर येनात. जर तुमची संकटां प्रगतीचे मार्ग मुखार वचपा खातीर येतात, कारण मुखार गेल्या नंतर अशे तरेचे अडखळे जर आयले जाल्यार तुम्ही ते सोडचे न्ही. म्हणून मुद्दाम तुमकां सुरवातीकूच ट्रेन करपा खातीर, तुमकां सक्षम करपा खातीर, तुमच्या विचारांक एक ताकद दिवपा खातीर संकट येता. कारण देवाक सुद्दां खबर आसता केवळ ज्या मनशा कडेन कुवत आसा, ज्या मनशा कडेन कापस्ताद आसता पळय, तोच मनीस मुखार वचपाक शकता. बरेचशे काही गोष्टी तुमचे कडल्यान म्हाका एक प्रश्न आसतलो की घडये आय डोंट नो, यू नो मी और नॉट, मे नॉट बी नोईंग मी, माय द पॉलिटिकल डेज आर कन्सर्न. ह्या जाग्याचेर पावपा खातीर इट टूक मी 17 years. I have struggled in the politics without any support of any political party. I have contested 4 elections. I have defeated, and 5th election I got elected, and that too as an independent. म्हणजे स्ट्रगल जर कितें जर करपाक जर असलो, आय एम जस्ट गिविंग माय वन एक्झाम्पल. कारण प्रत्येक स्पीकर जो आसता पळय तो उलोवपाक सोंपें आसता. तुमचे कडल्यान एक म्हाका प्रश्न, तुवें कितें केलें, तर म्हजें उत्तर हें आसा. आनी ताजे खातीर जशें स्वामी विवेकानंदाक हांवें जे विचार हांवें एडॉप्ट केले, आनी 2 महान व्यक्ती आसा, महामानव जे आसा, जो एक म्हणल्यारूच हांव छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजाक म्हजो आदर्श दोळे मुखार दवरून हांवें इतपर्यंत मजल मारिल्ले आसात. शिवचरित्र हे जर तुम्ही जर वाचलें जाल्यार डेफिनेटली यू आर गोइंग टू गेन लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज अँड हाव टू टॅकल इन टू युअर दीस कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह वर्ल्ड. ह्यो सगळ्यो काही गोष्टी करपाक शकतले. छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजान आमकां 100% दिल्लें आसा, तितून आमी फक्त 10% जर आत्मसात जर केलें जाल्यार म्हाका सर डेफिनेटली यू आर गोइंग टू अचीव द सक्सेस, ऑर विच इज गोइंग टू यू आर गोइंग टू अचीव द गोल. अँड सेकंड पर्सन इज अब्राहम लिंकन. तुमचे भितर एक सहज प्रश्न आसतलो, वाय अब्राहम लिंकन? When I talks about the politics, Abraham Lincoln is a person who has lost almost 6 elections. इवन एक वेळाचेर ताका 5 मतां सुद्दां मेळ्ळ, हातीच्या बोटाचेर मोजणारी मतां ताका मेळिल्ली नाशिल्ली. ताचे ह्या सगळ्या कर्तृत्वा खातीर त्याची बायल ताका सोडून वता, ताका मेंटल एसायलमांत वयचें पडलो, ताका एका भुसारी दुकानान कडधान्याचे पुडे बांदपाचे सुद्दां ताणें कामां केल्लीं आसा. आणि बऱ्योचश्यो काही गोष्टी असतात. आणि म्हणूनच ह्या मनशाची जेन्ना ऑटोबायोग्राफी जेन्ना हांवें वाचली त्या वेळाचेर हांवें एक निर्णय घेतलो, कारण म्हाकाय पयलीं हें कांय खबर नाशिल्लें. तुमच्या सारकेलोच हांव एका सभागृहान एका वक्त्याचें भाशण आयकतालो आनी ह्या वक्त्यान ह्या अब्राहम लिंकनाचो उल्लेख केल्लो आशिल्लो. आणि त्या वेळाचेरूच आय लॉस्ट माय फर्स्ट इलेक्शन आशिल्लें. आणि ते फर्स्ट इलेक्शन आशिल्लें त्या वेळाचेर आय वॉज टोटली डिप्रेस्ड. जे कितें आशिल्लें इलेक्शन म्हळ्यार तुमकां सगळें खबर आहा, जे कितें आशिल्लें तें सगळें गमोवन बशिल्लो आशिल्लो. म्हजे कडेन खूब फक्त एक थंड माथ्यान हांवें विचार केलो, म्हाका तर जगतलो आनी जे क्षेत्र निवडलेलें आसा. आनी पॉलिटिक्स वॉज नॉट माय ब्रेड अँड बटर, अजूनही नाही, कारण हांव एका मल्टीनॅशनल कंपनीक डेप्युटी मॅनेजर म्हणून काम करतालो. डेप्युटी डिनोरा कंपनीत 7 वर्सांची हांवें नोकरी केल्ली आसा. आय हॅव sacrificed my job only because of the public. My intention was not also there to contest the election. People forced me to come into the politics because I have come from the moment. हांव तुमी जेन्ना विद्यार्थी आशिल्ले त्या वेळाचेर विद्यार्थी चळवळींतलो हांव एक भुरगो आशिल्लो आनी त्याच्या वेळाचेर तें एग्रेशन जें आशिल्लें. आनी एक गोश्ट सांगता, जो पर्यंत तुमचे भितर एग्रेशन ना तो पर्यंत तुमचे भितर ती पॅशन जी आसा पळय, डिटर्मिनेशन जी आसा पळय, तें तुमी अचीव करपाक शकपाना. आनी म्हणूनच त्या वेळाचेर हांवें एक निर्णय घेवपाक शकलो की अब्राहम लिंकन जर निवडणूक जर हरोवन जर तो परत जर 7वे निवडणूक जर लढटा जाल्यार वाय कांट गो इन द गव्हर्नमेंट. हो एक विचार त्या वेळाचेर हांव केलो. आय हॅव स्ट्रगल इन माय पॉलिटिकल लायफ फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 17 years. आय विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट इन युअर फ्युचर. जे कितें तुमी ड्रीम, स्वामी विवेकानंदाचे विचार जे तुमी घेवन वतले ते मुखार वचपा खातीर तुमकां मुखावेल्या आयुश्यांत हांव शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करतां. आनी प्रामाणीकपणान तुमी काम करचें. जे तुमी एफर्ट घालतलो तो एफर्ट तुमी 100% दिवपाक जाय. 99% जर दिलो जाल्यार यू आर गोइंग टू फेल, बिकॉज लास्ट एकाच स्टेपाचेर सगळें कितें तुमचें सक्सेस अवेलेबल आसता. आनी म्हणूनच आय विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट इन युअर नियर फ्युचर. आनी तुमकां या स्काय इज द लिमिट आनी त्या आभाळा कडेन पावपा खातीर तुमच्या पंखांक बळगे प्राप्त जावचे अशेंच ह्या वेळाचेर हांव म्हणटा आनी म्हजे 2 शब्द सोंपयतां. जय हिंद, जय गोवा.
वच आयकून भुरग्यांकूच न्हय तर आमकां सगळ्यांकूच आमच्या लक्षा मेरेन आनी कणखर मेहनत घेवपाची उर्बा मेळटली. आतां आमी फुडलें पॅनल डिस्कशन सुरू करता. तुमकां सगळ्यांक मागता तुमचे कडेन की तुमी तुमचे जे कितें प्रश्न आसात ते पेपराचेर बरोवन आमचे पर्यंत धाडचे. मागीर वन्स तांचे ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स जाले की आमी तुमचे प्रश्न घेतली. हांव प्रश्न आसा किंवा तुमी जेन्ना तांकां आयकता तुमच्या तकलेंत जे प्रश्न येता ते तुमी विचारप आनी उलोवप खूब गरजेचें आसा. आमचे पॅनलिस्ट सगळ्यात पयले आसा ते दत्तेश परुळेकर. holds a PhD and is an assistant professor of international relations and area studies at Goa University. He is a visiting faculty at various national defense institutions in the country and is also associated with various universities across Europe, China, Latin America and South Asia. ताच्या खातीर ताळयो वाजयात. Dr. Shashank Makhtedar. He is well-established Gharanedar vocalist of modern era. He has completed his PhD at Pune University and has been awarded a doctorate degree in music. Presently serving as principal of Goa College of Music, guiding many youngsters. Please clap for him. Dr. Mahesh Pai is principal of Goa College of Home Science, which offers 3-year degree course, BSc in Home Science. He too holds a PhD. Please clap for him. We also have with us Professor Wilfred Goes, in charge Faculty of Applied Art at Goa College of Art. As we move ahead, I will request Dattesh Parulekar to say the opening remark. तुमच्या तकलेन जर कितें प्रश्न आसत, whether it is in Konkani or English, you all can write it down and pass it to us.
I think I'll address you standing, as most teachers like to do that. So first of all, very good morning to all of you. It's indeed a pleasure to be able to address this function. Of course, the Honorable Minister has left us, but in his august presence, and also in the distinguished presence of three principals, and of course, Jennifer ma'am as well, of the Youth and Sport Affairs Department. Now, what I'll do is basically, in the next 10 odd minutes, I'll place some ideas before you, some views before you, generally about youth and education, and then I'll talk a little bit about the kind of careers that today's youth must look at. Of course, when we are told about youth and careers, we have 3 or 4 careers that are always in our mind. So many people will say, look, I want to be a computer science engineer, I want to land up in the United States, I want to make millions. There are others who say, look, I want to do MBA and then I want to be in a top close company, and again I want to earn lakhs and crores. There'll be certain others who will say, look, I have certain other scientific inventions that I want to do. These are established careers, no doubt. But the fact remains, can you have a society only of engineers? Can you have a society only of management graduates? Can you have a society only of doctors? No society functions like that. Every society needs different careers. And those different careers make a holistic society. And no better than our country, because we are the youngest country in the world. The median age of an Indian, that is the average age of an Indian, is about 25, 26. And if you look at 65% of India, it is below the age of 35. I am certainly not part of that 65%, but each one of you sitting here are very much part of that 65%. Now, a few things that the Honorable Minister said, I think they were very, very powerful statements. And by paying my respects to Puja Swamiji, let me say a few things. Swamiji was India's most iconic cultural and civilization ambassador. No doubt about it. But have you realized something? On the very day that he spoke on the 5th of September, on the 11th of September, 1896, at the Chicago World Parliament of Religions, as the Honorable Minister said, he spoke about humanity over all else. He said, let's not come here and do one upmanship, that I am superior, you are inferior. And why do I say that? Even in our careers, we take that viewpoint. We think some careers are superior and some careers are inferior. So for example, if a friend amongst you said, look, I'm going to become a farmer, a professional farmer. And let's be honest, what is your impression going to be? You understand? There is a sense of demeaning to that standard. But remember, if you have to have 3 meals a day, you need that farmer to be able to produce food for you. In the afternoon, when you are sitting at the lunch table, or in the evening at a dinner table, if that food is not available, you're not going to be able to work. And today, as the war in Ukraine is happening, which is the most important factor that is affecting the world today, it is not how many Ukrainians are dying. That is of course sad, but that's not impacting you here. But what is impacting you? The prices of food. Food prices have gone through the roof all over the world. And all of a sudden people have realized how important food security is. So, let's not look down upon certain careers. And that's what Swamiji was saying. Let's not look down upon one person or the other. Everyone who has a career does something for society. Just think about it. If Sania Mirza, P.V. Sindhu, Saina Nehwal had not been able to break those barriers, and what barrier I'm talking about? Not about you taking sports, that is of course a challenge in itself, but women taking to sports, something which was unheard of. But if they had not actually followed their passion, if they had not been, as the Honorable Minister said, courageous about their path, if they had been, kind of consumed by self-doubt, they would not have reached where they are today. And so what is important, and I'm saying this with humility but also with confidence, because I also had a very similar experience. Very young in my life, I told my parents very clearly, I said, look, I'm not interested in science. I got good marks in science, but that's it. I want science to stop there. I actually had a passion in a field that I'm right now in, which is international relations. Simply put, it means the study of foreign policy and international politics. And I'm sure many of you, because all of you are on social media, you have to recognize that there is no issue today that does not matter to you. You cannot say climate change doesn't matter. Climate change matters. You cannot say that what is happening, let's say, in one part of the world doesn't matter to me. If there is a major conflict in the Middle East or West Asia, what happens all of a sudden? The oil prices go up. Suddenly what will happen? The government will have to increase the price at the petrol pump. And all of a sudden everything will rise, not just your own petrol charges, but bus fares and everything that you do in the economy rises. That is when we understand, oh my God, it impacts me. So, we live in a global world today and careers are also very global today. Particularly in the context of Goa, this must be told very strongly because I'm a Goan myself. I've lived entire life through in Goa, and barring 2 years when I studied in the United States, all my education has been here. So I have seen how people grow. And one of the things which is a very regrettable thing over the years has been that we set our ambitions very low. We all of a sudden say, no, this is how far I want to go. I don't want to go outside Goa. I don't want to go to Delhi. I don't want to try for UPSC exam. I am happy with my college. I am happy with my school teaching. I want to be close to my home. I want my food in the afternoon. Goans are capable. Goans are second to none. But what happens is, maybe because life sometimes is easy, okay, we take this view that I don't want to allow my ambitions to be set very high. And if you don't allow ambitions to be set high, you will never know what talents are within you. Till the age of about 15, I never did public speaking. That was a talent possibly that was there in me. But I was also a very shy boy, right? I would be sitting very quiet in class, only answered, do your studies, but never spoke. When I got to higher secondary, 11th standard at the age of 16, there was a debate that was held in Mushtifat. I was in Mushtifat at that time. They had studied for the first year. It was Swadeshi versus globalization. This argument of is Swadeshi economic philosophy important or is globalization? And I was quite interested because I was always liking economics. I said, let me give it a try. So I was put in charge of my team and it was a debating competition. That was the first time I researched and I spoke. Since that day, I have realized, and I've never stopped, I have realized the latent skill that was within me. This is something that God has given me, and I'm sure God has given many of you skills. There can be nobody in this world who doesn't have a skill. God has given everybody a skill. The question is, you have to do introspection. You have to tell yourself, look, this is what I'm good at. And why only pursue formal careers? As you pursue your career in whatever way you do, maybe you're a good artist. Why not allow that artistic skill to also continue simultaneously? In fine arts, you could be one of the finest artists in the world. And look, today's world is so unpredictable. 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, if anyone told you a virus would come and literally, throw the world off gear, would you have believed it? We have seen so many viruses, but no virus like this. And the virus actually threw us off guard. So, life is unpredictable. You don't know what the next 5 or 10 years hold. That is where these kind of skills that you have, which you would have, grown over time, that helps you. So, the point here is that while you have your formal education, you must also look to grow your skills. And no career is off limits. If the bus driver doesn't come to work at the right time, can you be driven from your home to school? Dignity of labor. Swamiji also had spoken of dignity of labor. And this is one area where I want to point out, yes, it is true that a lot of things of the West, we need not embrace them. Because we have our own civilizational, value systems, which often get, in a sense, vitiated by the West. But let's be honest, the West also has a lot of things to teach us. When Swamiji came back, he was asked by people, Swamiji, what you felt after your visit to the United States? And that's why Swamiji was very different from others. It's not only about I am great, I know everything. He said, I went there as the intellectual person from the East. East meaning our part of the world. We call Europe and United States as West. So we are the East. I went from the East with my civilizational intellect. But what I learned from the West was organization, and methodicity. If you see in Western countries, they are very much systematic. Everything goes on through process and systems. That's why when we land up in foreign countries, you often want to stay there. Why? Because you like the systems the way they function. So Amiji had recognized this 120, 130 years ago, that what you have to learn from the West is that, and what you have to give from the East is your intellect. So what you need to also imbibe in you is your brilliance in whichever field you are, but that brilliance has to be organized. So whatever you do, there has to be an organization to it. You can't just be chaotic. So having said this, let me speak a little bit about the kind of courses that we offer at my school and the career that I'm part of. Now let's look at climate change. We all know what climate change is. What kind of an issue is climate change? Is it a political issue? Is it an economic issue? Is it a social issue? Is it a technological issue? What kind of issue is it? Yes? Is it any one kind of issue? No. Climate change is of course a science issue. It's an environment issue. But equally it's a political issue. Because ultimately governments have to take decisions, policy makers have to take decisions, then the environment can be improved. It is a social issue. It is a social issue because it impacts us. You know, there is a phenomenon called tsunami. We'd heard of tsunami, but never knew what a tsunami is. In 2004, of course you may not have been around, but 2004, a major tsunami hit us on Boxing Day, immediately after Christmas. Hit us, Indonesia. In front of our eyes, we saw what is a tsunami. And we realized that when a tsunami comes, whether you are somebody living in the slum or you are Mr. Ambani living in your high rise in Mumbai, everything will be washed away. Your wealth cannot save you. So, the study of international relations and international politics is very important, because in any subject that you decide to become an expert, you need an understanding of other domains. See, what we do, we think, I'm a chartered accountant. I just need to know the taxation proposals that the finance minister brings up. I had a student, who was my colleague, a topper in Commerce College, Depo College, when I was studying. Once he was asked a question immediately after the budget. We had a very good teacher, economics teacher. The budget was presented the previous day. So next day we had a post-budget discussion. So he being a topper, he was told, come on, tell me, what do you have to say about the budget? You know what he said? He said, look, as far as I am concerned, sir, I can only tell you about the taxation proposals in the budget. My father is a chartered accountant. I want to become chartered accountant. For a chartered accountant, what matters? What are the taxation proposals? My client and me. The rest of the budget, I could not care what it is. That is what the Honorable Minister was saying. There is no human orientation. So this person thinks what? This person thinks that beyond what matters to me, nothing else matters. Whereas the budget is life and death for the entire society and economy. Now you tell me, of course, he's today a very top placed person. He's of course not even here, he's now in America. But what kind of a citizen would he be to society? Would he be in a position to shape society? He would not be in a position to shape society. He's a very good intellectual person, smart person, but he is not able to understand society beyond his immediate domain. So what one needs to do as students, and even at your age, is to be able to at least have the curiosity to look at other areas. So for example, if you're a student of political science, I'm giving an example. You cannot say, I'm only a political scientist. You must have some understanding of economy. You must have some understanding of science. If there is a lecture of science that is happening somewhere, you should be curious enough to at least go sit there for 15-20 minutes, listen to what is happening. It all allows you to shape your horizon. When you are a better citizen, meaning you are a better informed citizen. And what is an informed citizen? An informed citizen is somebody who doesn't just do rote learning. An informed citizen is somebody who knows a little bit of everything. There is a famous saying called Jack of all trades and master of none. But that doesn't apply here. A little bit of knowledge in everything will hold you in good stead. And never look down upon any careers or don't feel defeatist about any career. This happens because, as the minister said, we have these whole notions that because your friend has, it's a kind of herd mentality. your friend is doing science, you must also do it. You must prove one-upmanship. Not at all. You may do something in a totally different field that has nothing to do with your friend. Ultimately, what matters to you is, does it give you satisfaction? I changed my discipline from commerce to arts, liberal arts. Why? Because from the age of 10, and I'm saying it with a certain degree of humility, at the age of 10 and 11, I used to have this tremendous passion for international politics. I used to follow United Nations, etc. at the age of 10 and 11. Imagine which kid at 10 and 11 sits up till 2 and 3 in the morning following United Nations. That was my passion. Today, 30 years later, I do my profession at the highest level, at the finest level. I travel around the world. I'm involved with a lot of national institutions, both I'm also advising government, I'm outside government, I'm with think tanks, because I've been able to pursue my passion. And my parents also gave me the freedom. They said, look, you choose what you want, but as they say, whatever you choose, go for it full steam. There must not be half measures. So as you are growing up, you must introspect, you must see what you are good at, and whatever you're good at, you must pursue that without any self-doubt. I think these are my opening remarks. I'll be happy to speak to you if you have any questions. Thank you.
तुमकां सगळ्यांक जे पेपर्स येयला, तुमचे जे प्रश्न आसा, प्रश्न बरयतना तुमचें नांवूय बरया. आमी तुमचें नांव अनाउन्स करतली आनी मायक तुमचे कडेन दितली आनी तुमी तो प्रश्न विचारपाचो. सकल लागूनच विचारल्यार जाता. जी भुरगीं आतांच जॉईन जाल्या, आमचे बरोबर आसात दत्तेश पालुळेकर, असिस्टंट प्रोफेसर इंटरनॅशनल रिलेशन्स एंड एरिया स्टडीज एट गोवा युनिव्हर्सिटी. तसेच आमच्या बरोबर आमचे दुसरे स्पीकर्स आहेत डॉक्टर शशांक मक्तेकर. ते प्रेझेंटली प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ गोवा कॉलेज ऑफ म्युझिक म्हणून वावुरतात. तसेच आमच्या बरोबर आसा डॉक्टर मनीष पै, प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ गोवा कॉलेज ऑफ होम सायन्स. तसेच आमच्या बरोबर आसात प्रोफेसर विल्फ्रेड गोयस, इनचार्ज फॅकल्टी ऑफ एप्लायड आर्ट एट गोवा कॉलेज ऑफ आर्ट. ते तुमचे कडेन ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स दितले, आपल्या करियरा बद्दल सांगतले, तांच्या कॉलेजीन जे कितें ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आसा तुमच्या खातीर ताज्या बद्दल उलयतले. तुमच्या मनात कितें प्रश्न आसा जाल्यार तुमकां दिल्ल्या पेपरांचेर तुमी बरया, तुमचें नांव बरया आनी आमचे कडेन पास करा. तांचे उलोवन जातकर तुमचे प्रश्न आमी घेतली. डॉक्टर शशांक मक्तेकर, तुम्ही.
A very warm musical good morning to all students. Today I am very happy and very much excited that I got this platform to say something about my subject, my career, my college, what courses we are conducting in our college. Basically, I am a classical vocalist, Indian classical vocalist. And I am very happy that I was attending the sessions online conducted by Youth Affairs in Braganza also. And that time some students, they asked about the other career opportunities other than regular science, arts, commerce. So that time our Honorable Minister Subhash Pardesai ji, they mentioned that we have the music college and we have the degree courses in music. So I'm very happy that some students are asking about the courses in music. They want to pursue the career, the offbeat career. Because usually what we do after completing our 10th or 11th, what rightly said by Datte sir, that we think about some career in science, then MBA, then engineer, then doctor. But music is something that gives you peace, inner peace. And also it's a very good career opportunity nowadays. That days gone. Before 25, 30 years when I started my music education, that time my father's friends, they asked my father, why you given him music? What about his bread and butter? But now those days gone. Now students are more interested, they are getting more opportunities in all fields, not only music. So basically I completed my formal education in university, PhD, NSS, all that I completed. But I must say that the real education which I took, it was in Kolkata. After completing my graduation, I got this fellowship of Sangeet Research Academy, which is a modern Gurukul. It's a Gurukul. And in that Gurukul, I took my education, my professional education from my Guru in traditional Guru Shishya Parampara. I was staying with my Guru in the same house. 24 hours I was in observation of my Guru. So that is also required. So in music college, Goa College of Music is situated as Altino Panjim. We are trying to fuse the both systems, means Gurukul as well as academics. We are giving the choices like that, and in under new education policy, also we are thinking to give more options to students to get their career opportunities. Presently we are having foundation course after 10th. I think most of you are from 9th, 10th or higher secondary. Is it? Higher secondary, okay. So it's good thing. We are also having the options after 10th. After completing 10th, you can directly come to our college. There is a foundation course of 2 years. We are having 3 streams: tabla, vocal and harmonium. Also we have introduced flute also. So we are trying to expand our activities, our programs, but due to some shortage of space, we are slowly we are going towards our goal. But now we are having the 3 degrees, prominent degrees: vocal, tabla and harmonium. After completing 12th or foundation course, we have 4-year graduation course, that is Bachelor in Performing Arts. It is affiliated to Goa University, and same tabla, harmonium, vocal we are having degree courses. And then after completing graduation, we have Masters in Performing Art in tabla and vocal. And from last 3 years also we started the research center, and we also started the PhD program in our college. And I am proud to say that this is perhaps the very rare or only one institution in all India level which is giving musical education at academics level, at university level, continuously 8 years. Means after 10, 2-year foundation, 4-year graduation, Bachelor in Performing Art, then Master in Performing Art, 2 years, and after that the PhD. So this is the only college which is going so wide education in music. Presently we are dealing with only these 3 streams, but also we are in process to start some other sides like dance, also Bharatnatyam, Kathak, or because people are demanding, students, so because society is demanding that you please start like these courses, or some people they are saying, no, why you are not starting sitar, why you are not starting the sarangi, because all these are musical instruments which were in Goa long year back. Sarangi was the prominent instrument in Goa, but now slowly it is we can't see the sarangi players in society right now. So we are also in process to start the sarangi. Apart from the regular formal education, what we do in our college, we call the eminent artist. Just last month, the internationally acclaimed tabla maestro Pandit Anindo Chatterjee from Kolkata, he conducted a workshop in our college for 3 days, and it was a golden opportunity for our students. All students were sitting with him, interacting with him, they are practicing with him. He was giving guidance to practice, and he was sharing his experience. So this is something very much required in our field. We are also in process to boost up the research activity in music, because we are lacking in that at present. So we have started from last 2-3 years research center, and under that we are also conducting next month one seminar on research musicology in music. So this is something we are conducting, and as rightly said about by our honorable minister sir, that the point the turning point of your life, and I think you are all on that turn. You have to take decision very wisely, very coolly, and you have to ask yourself, your inner side, exactly what you want to be. Because there are a lot of opportunities in music field also. Presently we are dealing with only Indian classical music, but in future we are also in thinking of expanding our activities in light music also, in western music also, in dance also. But it will take some time. But under a new education policy, we are trying to give more options, more opportunities to our students. So this was something I wanted to share with you about my college. You can ask in the question answer sessions any questions about your career opportunities or musical. If you have some queries about music in detail.
I'm not getting any answer from you. A very good morning. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to speak a little bit about the Goa College of Home Science, which is located at Kampal. How many of you all know about the college, Goa College of Home Science? Nobody? One person. Okay. Why do you call it Home Science College? Why? Any answers? Why would it be? Why is it not community science or life science? Why home science? Would you like to know the answer? It's a very timid yes. Okay. The reason is because wherever you go in the world, you come back to a place that you call home, or some place that you consider home. And if your home is healthy and happy, then you are healthy and happy. Okay? So that is home science. The Goa College of Home Science was established in July 1988. It's a very old college, more than 30 years. It is the only college of home science in the state of Goa, and it offers a 3-year degree course, BSc in Home Science, BSc Honours Home Science. The degree course facilitates the holistic education of students in the fields of home science under 3 specializations: food, nutrition and dietetics, textiles and clothing, and human development, which is psychology, my subject. Besides these 2 specializations, we also have extension education and resource management. The college is funded by the state government and affiliated to the Goa University. We are situated in our own premises at Kampal, Panjim. We share the premises with a higher secondary school, that is the TB Kunna Higher Secondary School. Our institute has well-qualified faculty, smart classrooms, laboratories, a seminar room, canteen, library, and all other things required for effective studying and learning, including sports and extracurricular activities. Our college offers a 3-year degree course under the nomenclature of BSc Honours Home Science. Every academic year consists of 2 semesters. The 3-year degree course follows the choice-based credit system, where you can choose certain subjects like generic electives and skill enhancement courses. Now, to be eligible for admission to FY BSc Home Science, a student should have passed the higher secondary certificate course in arts, science, commerce, or even vocational. So we take in all kinds of students from every stream because we start with the basics in home science. The admission process is online. You can visit the portal of the Directorate of Higher Education and fill in the form available on the admission portal. Admissions will be open somewhere in May or June. The admission will be as per the availability of seats on a first come first basis, because we can take in only 60 students and with an additional 10%, which makes it 66. Application forms can be accompanied with what is required is the college, the school leaving certificate, higher secondary school leaving certificate, then your mark sheet, higher secondary mark sheet, eligibility certificate, and in case it is applicable, then SC, ST, OBC certificate. Now, probably no field of study calls for such varied talents as home science does. Now, career options range from teaching to working in research institutions, nutrition and diet consultancy in hospitals, hotels and wellness centers, food analysis and quality control in food processing units, fabric construction, apparel and textile designing, ergonomics, designing of interiors, exteriors, counseling in schools and colleges, human resource work in corporates and agencies, and entrepreneurial options across the fields. We as a college have a policy to encourage entrepreneurship. Now at Goa College of Home Science, our vision statement is very simple. It reads as cultivating erudite community builders. Anybody knows the meaning of the word erudite? Erudite means not only competent but also cultured. We aim to enable young people to think critically and act purposefully, to engage with the world within them as well as the world around them, understand their own cultures and respect the diversity of others, become economically responsible and independent, and become active and compassionate citizens. Just what was put forth by Swami Vivekananda. For those of you who wish to know more about Goa College of Home Science, please do visit our website. You can also drop into the college if you want to have a look at what all we do. At Goa College of Home Science, we also believe that it is not only the classroom which makes the student, the four walls of a classroom and what goes on within, but we also have excursions, we have exposure visits, we participate in extracurricular activities, a host of extracurricular activities. We have a lot of clubs like Nature Club, we have Stress Buster Club, we have the Students' Council, we have the Rotaract Club. So our students participate in a lot of activities which boost their confidence and which makes them all-round citizens. In case you have anything else to ask about the Goa College of Home Science and what are the different kinds of subjects, what are the different kinds of things we do, then you are free to do so. We are here. Thank you.
Are you all with us? Yes. No Josh. Are you all with us? Yes. Are you all with us? Yes. Or without mic सुद्धा घेतले loud screen करता. Okay, moving ahead. I request करता Professor Wilfred Goes हांचेकडे टाइम घेऊ.
Good morning to all of you. Our coordinator has brought in the energy back. Okay, I'm here to speak on one profession which is an essential profession. I'll tell you why. I'm going to talk about art. I'm from Goa College of Art. As a young boy, I was very young. I did not know much about, but I was much inclined towards art. I don't know why. I appreciated art. My father took me to different places where I could, and there were certain names of artists which were, talked about. I'm talking about artists Vama Navelkar, Lakshman Pai, and such, Mario Miranda. In those days, I'm talking about the 1970s. So as I grew up and I went to school, I came across certain drawing teachers also who encouraged me. And when I was in the 8th standard itself, my drawing teacher said, my name is Wilfred Goes, they called me Willie. Willie said, when you finish your 10th standard, don't think of going about anywhere else, straight away go to the Goa College of Art. Now, Goa College of Art was established in Goa in the year 1972, and I was in the college in 1977, 78, 8, 9. So the college was very young. And when I told my parents about it, my parents and my uncles and aunties, we were an extended family. He said, "What are you talking about? Art? What you will do? Just sit and paint." And the only professional opportunity people could see in those days were the people painting the number plates of vehicles. He said, "You will end up painting the number plates of vehicles." But my father stood by me. He said, "No, if that is where you want to go, you go ahead." And we were not very financially sound also, but still. And there I ended in Goa College of Art in the year 1981. The college was just 9 years old then. And what unfolded before me when I joined the college was a career which was very vast, and I'm glad that I'm teaching there in this institution for the last 30 years or so. Okay, so this is why I'm talking to you about this is that we have the thousands of almost a few thousands I can say of students who have passed out from this College of Art today are doing very well in their respective professions. Now let me tell you what are the subjects or what is the structure of Goa College of Art. Now in Goa College of Art we have got two departments. One is the Department of Painting and one is the Department of Applied Art. The degree what you get is BFA, Bachelor in Fine Art, and in bracket you write, if you have majored in the painting, in bracket you write BFA Painting and BFA Applied Art. I teach in the Department of Applied Art, but I have always followed what is also taught in the Department of Painting. Now let me start with Department of Painting. Now in the Department of Painting, the students are channelized into thinking in terms of more of the implicit art, creative art, and there are many subjects which are part artistic and part technical. By the way, our college comes under the All India Council for Technical Education. Now you might wonder what Goa College of Art is doing under the technical education, but it is partly technical also. Now in the Department of Painting, we have got creative painting, we have got portraiture, we have got something called a print making. If I speak about it, you might not know, but you'll have to see this. Okay, Department of then we got section of print making. We have got sculpture. Okay, now here it is there is aesthetics, there is art, and there is also technique which we teach at the Goa College of Art. In the first 2 years, first year and the second year, foundation, which is almost common to both the departments, we train the students in developing their motor skills, their hands and their minds. And then in the third and fourth year, we get in the technology, and we get in the digital technology as well as all the other technologies. Okay, so in the painting section, I've told you these are the subjects which are taught. Then in the applied art section, we have subjects, they go a little more technical because we teach, there are specialization subjects like photography, computer graphics, film making, which we call technically, we call it audio visual. It's basically film making, and we've got illustration. And recently we have started the master's degree also. We also offer master's, this is the third year in fact, master's degree in the Department of Painting in mural and sculpture, and we offer master's degree in the applied art in the streams of illustration and design. Okay, so when I said that the opportunities, career opportunities in this stream is so vibrant, dynamic and lively that we hardly see any of the students who have graduated from Goa College of Art who is not doing anything or jobless. There may not be fixed jobs in the government sector or in the private sector, but the training what we impart is also we give a lot of inputs in terms of entrepreneurship, and many students are doing very well on their own. They are into varied fields, allied fields like today, which is quite a lively and lucrative field, that is the event management. Many of them do high-end weddings. They are into web designing. They are into animation, into films, into set designing, art directors. Because the foundation what we give in those 4 years are very short, but we compress and we give this foundation in those 4 years, which is enough for any students to open up avenues where art is applied. Okay, so this is all about in a very small nutshell about Goa College of Art. Now we have we will be speaking to you as the panelists are there to answer your questions. So just before I finish, for you to understand the work what is going on in our college, every year we have our annual exhibition. And this year it is going to be in the month of March, from the 20th of March to the 24th of March. Please visit this college. The entire academic work of the entire year is displayed, where you can see what is taught from the first year to the final year. Because art can be only understood when you see and you know what is being taught. So an open invitation to all of you. Please tell your colleagues and your friends also to visit the college during this time, March 20th to 24th. Thank you for the patient listening. We are there to answer your questions right now.
सर, हांव रिक्वेस्ट करता की तुमचे ओपनिंग रिमार्क तुम्ही दिवचे.
The expert panelists on the dais, the dignitaries from Directorate of Sports, and my dear young friends. What I would like to share with you right now are 3 stories. Do you like stories? Yes. Okay. So I will share 3 stories. One, during those times, how I selected my career. Okay. Not exactly the right way, but how I selected. Second, what happened in 2014 that changed the way I perceive a career should be selected. And then the story of my daughter who went through this, used this change perception of mine to decide her career. Would you love to hear that? Yes. Great. So let me tell about myself. I am basically an engineer, but way back when I was in 8th standard, we had just started studying about electricity and all in physics. And I got so excited. I thought at that time, 8th standard, that I should become an electrical engineer. Come 10th standard, there were cholera, typhoid and all the symptoms, cures and all those things were being taught. And it so happened that in the holidays post 10th, I was getting a fever. Okay, 2-3 days had passed. I was shown to the doctor. No specific diagnosis. But looking at that, I diagnosed myself that I think I have got typhoid. Okay. And later on, doctor confirmed that I had got typhoid. So I thought I should become a doctor. Okay. Now, 11th, 12th, we had to select. So I selected both biology and maths so that I could either go for engineering or for medicine. Okay, so that's how 11th, 12th went. Now, the problem came after 12th. What to apply for? There were a few, I was asking my friends, and there were others also who, without asking, were giving me advice. Okay, so some of them said, you are so good at maths, you should go for engineering. Some others said, you are, you study so well and all, you should go for medicine. I was torn between the two. Then my uncle put the whole thing straight. We were from a low middle class family, running hand to mouth. So he said, see, if you do engineering, after 4 years you start earning. If you do medicine, it will take you nearly about 6 years before you start earning. Okay, so decision taken, went in for engineering. Fortunately, I did not apply for both engineering and medicine because that time there was a huge glamour for medicine. And if I had applied, I would have got it. And then there might have been a problem. Okay, so I applied only for engineering, got through engineering. During engineering, again, mechanical, that time there were only 3 streams. Unlike today where there are a lot of streams, civil, mechanical and electrical. mechanical was given top, then civil, and then electrical. First year was common. At the end of first year, now I had to select which one to go in for the second year. Now my old flame, electrical engineering, came to my mind, and I thought I should go for electrical engineering. But my peers, my roommates, etc., who were there, they said, "Why are you doing that? Okay, go for mechanical, because if you take mechanical, you are in a position to change to electrical later. But if you take electrical, you can't go back because the ranking was mechanical, civil, electrical." Okay, so went in for mechanical. Okay, so in fact, I think the selection of career became by default. Okay, things happening. Went in for mechanical. I mean, I loved all subjects, so it was not a problem. Okay, during the college, besides I was good at studies, so I didn't require too much time there. But a lot of time I was playing sports, and cricket was my love. So in fact, in the final year, I remember I used to think I will go back. Once after the engineering is over, take a job, 5:30 back onto the field and start playing cricket. That was the thing in my mind at that particular point of time. Final year, maybe somewhere middle of that final year. It is only during, I would say, when our written exams were over, practical exams, oral exams were going on, practicals were going on. That is the time I started thinking seriously, because there were already campus interviews which had happened, and some were still going through. So that is the time when I started thinking. I somehow felt, I do not know why, but somehow I felt that I should be an entrepreneur. Okay. Financially, not much of a support, but that thing was there too. So I thought, yes, okay, maybe 2 years I will go for a job, accumulate some money and start something of my own. Okay, so this was the thing with which I thought of, and finished off engineering. And during the thing, I got selected at 3 places to start with. Okay, one was Dempos, one was Bharat Bijli, and one was a small scale industry, Sunquart Magnetics, something like that. I decided to go in for this small scale because I felt this is what would give me the experience to ultimately go in for entrepreneurship. But when he interviewed me, he mentioned to me that you will get many places. Why are you selecting? I said, I have already got at these places, but I am interested in understanding the overall thing rather than one specific aspect of it. He said, then because I did not want you to leave immediately. I said, only if I get from that time ECGL, Automobile Corporation, had also interviewed, but the results had not come. Only if I get there, I might go. Because there my logic was a medium-sized unit, starting from scratch. So I will learn a lot of things, how a company is built. Okay, so that is what I thought, and that's what I told him. Fortunately, before joining him, I got the appointment letter from ECGL. So I went and I told him. He was happy that I came, and informed him, waited 2 hours to inform him that I cannot make it. Okay, so anyway, coming to that, I joined ECGL. It was fantastic experience, and learned a lot. There was a managing director, and we were directly reporting as graduate trainees. We were reporting to the managing director. What that gives you is so much of responsibility and so much of exposure that you learn a lot, and that's what happened to me. And if today I'm here into entrepreneurship, doing relatively well, it's because of the exposure, experience, what I got there in ECGL. I was there for a decade, for about 10 years before I took up entrepreneurship. So this was one thing. My learning and my message to you would be, post your education, 2 years to 3 years, don't look at the money that you are going to get, but look at what is the experience and exposure that you are going to get. Focus on that and try to assimilate as much as possible, because then your market value increases, whether you are trying to go into a job or otherwise. So this will be one request of mine. Now, having come to this, let me go to story number 2. What happened in 2014? I'm a part of BNI, Business Network International, where nearly about we have nearly 760 entrepreneurs as members. We help each other grow their businesses. We have a global conference. 2014, when I went for the global conference, there was one speaker. She was Janet Atwood, and she had written a book called The Passion Test. She has written a book called The Passion Test. Please write it down. This can change your life. Okay. The Passion Test by Janet Atwood. Okay. She was a speaker. I was so mesmerized because she talked about just 2-3 principles. She said, all of us have got a purpose in life. Okay. And if whatever we do is aligned with the purpose in life, okay, suddenly everything starts becoming much easier, much faster. Okay. And people then tend to call you lucky. Actually, you are not lucky, but what you are doing right now is in alignment with the purpose for which you are here. But how do we know the purpose? Does anybody know the purpose? Our purpose in life, each one's purpose might be different. Okay. So she said, we do not know the purpose, but the best way to find out what our purpose is to identify what our passions are. Okay. Because if you have a purpose in life, you will find that you have passions which are in tune with the purpose. You have strengths which are in tune with the purpose. Okay. So identify passion. So this passion test is a way of how you can identify purpose, identify passions. So there is a method where you start identifying very quickly within a minute what are the things that interest you. Some of you may be interested in traveling, some of you may be interested in food, some of you, so many things other than your normal things also, whatever you are studying right now. Some of you may be interested in what you are doing right now. Okay. But if you write down, there is a way of eliminating and coming to, say 3 or 4 top passions of yours. Now all these 3 or 4 are your top passions. Once you come to these 3 or 4, now these are something which is coming from the heart. Okay, passion is something coming from the heart, not by thinking. Okay, then you identify which of these passions can be monetized. That means converted into money. Okay, and then you can identify how you can go about converting that particular area that you are passionate about into money, and either as an entrepreneur or otherwise. So this totally changed the way I was looking at things. In fact, I invited her to Goa, and we had nearly about 400 youth then in the NIO auditorium listening to her, and it included my daughter as well. Okay, so this was story number 2, where I understood that it's advisable to identify passions and chalk out a career in line with your passion. Okay. Now story number 3, that is of my daughter. Okay. So when this passion test happened, now my daughter, she didn't very intelligent girl, so didn't have to study much. If I look at 10th standard marks of hers, 93, 94 in science, maths, we thought she would go for science, but she decided to go for commerce. And unfortunately, I do not know, up to 10th standard today, there are no commerce subjects. Okay, I do not know how people go for commerce, not knowing what is in store for them. Okay, but there are no. But during our time, we had economics and commerce in 8th and 9th. Okay, but now right now it is not there. Anyway, she went in for commerce. We didn't know the logic of her decision. She went in for commerce. Possibly it was, her friends also going for commerce, and she was going for commerce. First year, 11th, 12th happened. In the first year, we asked her, so what's your plan now moving forward? She said, would you like to pursue CA? At the end of first year, when she found, the amount of study the CAs have to put in, the exam they have to go through, in the second year, she started saying, I will go for MBA. Okay. Now, we were not certain what was in her mind. Now, it was when she was in third year that this this lady, Janet Atwood, we had invited and she had done the passion test workshop at the NIO. There were nearly 400 students, so she was one of them. So at the end of it, she was now in the final year, and at the end of it, I asked her, have you done, or right now do your passion test, and let us come to a conclusion, what is that you are interested in. And she did that, and her passion was hairstyle. Okay. CA, MBA, and finally hairstyle. Okay. So that was the thing. That means she was passionate about something, but she always thought this could only be a hobby. She never thought it could. Today, I think all of you are so fortunate. Okay. You can think of any aspect, and that can be monetized. That means you can convert it into a career. Anything. Okay. If you like food, you can be a food blogger today. If you like travel, you can have a travel agency. You can be a travel blogger. Okay. The internet, the Google has so much of opportunities and segments have been thrown open to you. You can do anything. Okay. So now when she said she wants to do hairstyling, the mother suddenly got worked up. She said, "Tu lokache kes kaptale kan no?" Okay. So she was made a small face. Okay. So I said, okay, it doesn't matter. You do one thing. Since you are already in final year, you finish your BCom. Okay. And after you have finished, let's start working on this. So she finished her BCom, and she immediately asked me, "Daddy, so can I go for that course, hairstyling course?" And I told her, now the mother was still, hot, and she was actually blaming me for having brought that Janet Atwood here and making my daughter do the passion test. Okay. So I said, since you have studied BCom, okay, I think you work for 6 months in my own company, handle one part of accounts, so that you understand accounts practically, because what is being taught is theory, you can understand practically. So whatever you take later on, accounts, because you are going to look at doing something of your own, so you will need to know something about accounts. Okay. So with that, she started coming in the sense irregular to the office, trying to study that. Now here it so happened that my mother was moving in the family, otherwise friends and all. They used to ask her, "Ashmate kin galay? Te BCom zale ata kine karta? Kine sangu tuka? Te hair styling karus, the hair styling karus." So she was doing it with disdain, but others started saying, "Oh, that is fantastic! Right now, there is a lot of scope for it." Okay, so her resistance slowly went down. Okay, 3 months later, I just tried to check up with my daughter, just move the thing a bit and check whether she is still, because she has been going on seeing many things. So when I talked to her, I found that she was very, very keen about this one. Not only that, because I had invited another chairman of the natural salons, okay, Kumar Velu, and I had told him that I mentioned to him that my daughter is interested. So he says, "You don't let her not go for any trainings and all. Let her identify 3 or 4 girls. Okay, I will train them and I will send them, and she can have her salon and start with it." Okay. So when I told my daughter that this is what he said. So, "Daddy," she said, "I don't want to do administration. I want to actually do hairstyling." Okay. So she was very, very clear what she wanted to do, and she was very passionate about it. So then I told her, okay, since the mother also had by that time internalized the things and she was okay with it, I told her, okay, find out the best institute that you would like to go for. And Tony and Guy is one of the best institute. Normally it is in London, but they had just started, how the universe comes. They just started a franchisee in Mumbai. She went to Mumbai, did her course, came out with flying colors, came to Goa, started doing freelancing, and after about 6 months of experience, she set up her own salon, with funds from ADC and all. Right from month 1, she was not only breaking even, she was making profits, and today I think she has completed a little over 5 years, and she's doing extremely well. Okay, so what I want to get at is, I would sincerely request you to identify your passions and identify a career in tune with your passions. A lot of things happen. Today, this girl who would not get up before 10 o'clock, now for bridals, she wakes up at 3 a.m., takes the car, goes for the bridals. Without murmur, without this one, because she loves to do it. Okay. While on the salon, she has got a set of team which looks after, she goes once in a while, but bridals is something which she loves. Okay. So, in short, what I'm trying to tell you is, please identify your passions. You are at an age where you have time with you. Identify your passions and convert those passions into your professions. Okay. And the best way to do it is, of course, entrepreneurship. Because if you try to go in for a job, not necessarily you'll be able to do what you want. Okay. Sometimes you might be lucky enough to get to do what you want. But as entrepreneurs, you are in a position to select what you want to do. Okay. And many times as entrepreneurs, I will tell you, if you start saying that you would like to start something of your own, there'll be a lot of people advising you, this has got a scope, that has got a scope, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? But let me tell you, scope goes on changing over a period of time. Okay, today this is good, tomorrow there's something else would be good and day after. But if you are identifying something in tune with your passion, 3-4 things happen. Number one, you will be happy doing what you are doing. That is number one. Number two, any problems that you come across, you will overcome them without too much of a issue. But if you have selected something based on what somebody else has said, every problems become a huge issue. Okay, because you are all the time thinking, have I done the right thing going in for this? Have I done the right thing? But when you're in tune with your passion, you don't think of that. You just overcome it, and you overcome it very easily because the universe is with you now. Okay. Third is not that if you do something other than what your passion is, it is not that you cannot be successful. Okay, you with your hard work, with smart work, you can be successful. You can be successful in whatever you do. But if you are in alignment with your passion, you'll be able to excel, and that is very, very important. So friends, I would like to invite you to be a part of this revolution called entrepreneurship. Anytime, any help. There are a lot of organizations in Goa who could help you. We also have an organization called GEMS, Goa Entrepreneurs Mentoring Services Trust. We have BNI, which handholds, helps people grow. So there are many organizations. Please feel free, and I would request you to look at entrepreneurship as one of the preferred option for your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Questions?
My name is Sean Das. This is a question for Sir Mildred. So one of the questions I wanted to ask was, does your art course include design for the purpose of advertisement?
Yes, it does. In fact, in the Department of Applied Art, this is one of the main subjects, advertisement, through which we teach design. In an advertisement in which we include both indoor media and outdoor media, as well as now the latest social media which are come. So it is very much advertising design.
So that includes digital art as well?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
No questions? It either means that you have understood everything or you have not understood anything. Which of it? Yeah, please. Mic pass kara apanga.
Hello, yeah. My name is Vedant Patankar and I'm from Goa University. I have a question for Rajkumar sir. Actually, even during these times, the technological advancements are happening and entrepreneurship is getting a lot of grip in the current world. But my question to you is that everywhere I see, whenever I try to talk to people, it's like everybody does either engineering first, and then they are like, your example itself. It's like engineers are everywhere, they say, And it's like engineers first complete their degree from a reputed this thing, and then they get that lot of what do you call it, advantage and grip. That is what is said. So when I try to look further into it, I realized that every Indian family has a stigma that you do this first and then we'll figure out. And that sort of, I personally believe, doesn't allow students to look into it. Like there could be potential people who want to get into entrepreneurship, but the engineering path is okay enough for them to stay there and be stuck there. Now you were inspiring enough to get out of it. So, but like, what would you tell people from other backgrounds or people who are not doing well in the cultural phenomenon of career, typical careers like engineering and medical, to go for entrepreneurship, and how to convince the overall family and the culture around it?
Fantastic question. I think you have put everybody's question, which we come across whenever we are talking to young minds. What have you done?
I am currently following MSc in Goa.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. So basically, we find this problem because the environment around us, okay, is such that entrepreneurship is not encouraged as much. It was much more so earlier. Today, at least, there are so many stories of entrepreneurship that are coming up. The parents themselves have sort of financially developed so much that they do not mind the children taking risks. So, but a percentage has just gone. If it was say 1%, it has become maybe 5% or 10%. Okay, but 90% still people are looking at what they consider as a safe job. Okay, today if you look at any job, is it safe? The only safe job is government. So everybody looks, that is also not safe now. Okay, so that's the situation. This is the earlier mindset which is there, that job means security, job means you are safe. Okay, why take a risk? But today life itself is a risk. Okay, now there are two things. Either you take help from GEMS, because what we do, because we have had to counsel more parents than the candidate itself, trying to counsel them that allow your son or daughter to take up entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is one part of it. But even otherwise, let us say you are pursuing something, continue it. Okay, in most of the cases, at least 90% of the cases, I do believe the parents can take care of the children for 2 years beyond their graduation, beyond their academics. Okay, they can take care of. Okay, use those 2 years. Okay, if you have identified at the end of it, do whatever you are doing right now, because already you have taken steps. It may be difficult to change. Like in my case, I took up entrepreneurship. Within entrepreneurship, after 2014, when I thought, in terms of my passion, I felt I should be in environment protection area. So today, my product range is totally different. Okay, so I switched off. Okay, and today my product range is focusing on environment protection. Okay, we have 3-4 products, but all are related to that. So similarly, those 2 years. Okay, so if your parents are asking you, you pursue this, tell them, okay, I will pursue, but 2 years after that, you should allow me to do what I want to do. Okay, those 2 years you get into a job or into an area which is in tune with your passion. So what happens is, one, you get experience in that area, because sometimes you may have some ideas, but actual situation may be different. Okay. Second and most important is, whatever you are thinking of would be a vast area. Okay. But once you get there, what happens is you are in a position to identify that niche area, because you may not be able to, we are not Tatas that we can take on the whole thing. We'll be able to take on a niche area. Okay, so identify that niche area which you feel can be monetized relatively easily, considering your constraints in terms of funding, this and all that sort of a thing. So this is one. Second, because you are working in that area, you build a network, okay, with whom you are in a position to connect and get mentors who could help you. Okay, so I would suggest this is something that one could do. Continue with whatever you are doing. 2 years post that, get into a line which you are passionate about, okay, get the experience, cultivate the network, and then start something of your own. Yeah, thank you. I hope that satisfies.
Any more questions? On your behalf, I would ask 2-3 questions.
That is, now usually what we see when we speak about global politics and all these things, English becomes very important. And in Goa, though most of us speak English, but that is very low level English, that will not suffice. So what would you advise the students to how to go ahead with the language skills to, further achieve their goal in international relations?
Yeah, so, I mean, when we speak about language, language is a means of communication, but it's not just communication, it's also a means of persuasion. Now, how to develop good language? Now, in my case, what happened was, my parents from a very young age emphasized the importance of a dictionary. And I do believe that students must develop this habit of having a dictionary. Today, of course, you can access dictionary on your mobile phones. In my time, it was still a physical dictionary. But if you come to my residence, that dictionary is still by my bedside, even at this age. And the reason for that is it should always be by your bedside. Because when you come across a word that is new to you, there are two things you will do. Either you will avoid that word, naka bhangan naka, kine shabda kalna, or you will say na, kine shabda sa to sodun kadiya. Ata sodun kadpak जाय dictionary जाय. Dictionary नाल तू विट्टल होतो म्हटलं सोडून दे. Okay, option na. If you have a dictionary, you pick it up, see that word, and ideally, this has been my way of doing as well, use that word in 2 or 3 sentences immediately. आपण sentence घडोवपा जाय, and to word use कर. And our memory cells have such an ability. The moment you use it, it goes and stores in your memory bank. And the moment you want to speak, see what makes a good public speaker. I always say, I give a cricketing analogy. What makes a good batsman? Everybody wants to bat well, but what makes the Virat Kohlis, what makes the Rohit Sharmas, what makes Sachin Tendulkar or a Virendra Sehwag? It is called eye-hand coordination. If you don't have that eye-hand coordination, you will be out caught or playing ball. So similarly, in public speaking, the importance is mind-speech coordination. As you speak, that word has to come onto your tongue. आम्ही खूप जण पळयतात, तांच्याकडे खूप नॉलेज असता, पण ते उलोवंक शकना, ते कम्युनिकेट करू शकना. I always give an example of 2 people who have, in a sense, distinguished in public life. एक आशिल्ले late Arun Jaitley, who was India's law minister, finance minister, everyone knew him. आणि एक असा very noted journalist, distinguished journalist, Arun Shourie. दोन्ही अरुणच. But the point is, Arun Shourie, great writer, 28 पुस्तकां बरयल्या. Every book has been a bestseller. But if you bring him on TV to speak, he is one of the most boring speakers. Karan, he is caught in his own, he's garbled in his own language. Hence, Arun Jaitley, people like us who have heard Arun Jaitley, today is not around. आम्ही अजून YouTubeवर वाचून त्यांना त्याचे भाषण ऐकतात. You feel like listening to him because he was glib, he had the language, he had the communication. So language and communication has to be built up through constant endeavor to talk. आम्ही जर language avoid केली, जाल्यार language बरी जावची ना. सगळीकडे इंग्लिश उलोवपाची गरज ना, पण जय जाय थंय इंग्लिश उलोवपाकच जाय. घरात सगळीकडे इंग्लिश उलयले म्हणून तूं इंग्लिशमॅन जावचो ना. आमकां इंग्लिशमॅनाक इम्प्रेस करपाचें. आय रिमेंबर वन थिंग, इंटरनॅशनली जेन्ना टेस्ट जाला हाचेर, it has been recognized that Indians speak the best English in the world. I have faced this own experience when I was in the United States doing my PhD research. The Americans sometimes would ask me, excuse me, Rakesh, what's that word you used? Even in UK it's happened. The UK now मजा हांव केन्ना फकाणां करता की तुम्ही तो वर्ड क्रिएट केलो, तुमच्या डिक्शनरीन तुम्ही शब्द क्रिएट केलो. I am using the word that your forefathers created and you don't seem to know it. So language is about not avoiding, language is about talking more and more and being able to develop the basics. And this communication, of course, has to come to start from a very young age. You can't do this in college, you can't do this when you're doing your PhD. So that's important.
Yeah, thank you. Questions? Dr. Mahesh Pai, usually we hear this perception that for home science it is only for girls. How true or false is it? Is it only for girls?
It was. It's a misnomer. It's a misperception. Today, home science is for both boys as well as girls. because earlier the subject or the course dealt with the home and everything dealing with the home. For example, resource management. Resources are time, money, space, color, the infinite resources, how to manage this. But it was confined to the home. Today it is no longer like that. Today it is community resource management. So it's on a larger scale now. Many of the courses which were homebound have now become industrialized. So textiles, for example, earlier it was just knitting maybe or stitching. But today is much beyond it, laundry science, and so many other things, so many specializations, right from fiber to fabric to tailoring to marketing, you know. So we teach all this. And our focus is basically on entrepreneurship to create jobs for yourself, you know, and maybe even jobs where you can employ others. Because wherever you go, you will require food, you will require clothing, you'll require peace of mind where counseling comes in. All this is what home science offers. You know? And no student of home science till today, I'll say that on the stage also, no student is unemployed. You don't have, because there are skills which we teach, which you can use, and you can really make money out of it also.
Dr. Shashank, one question to you. We see a lot of students on peer pressure, they choose other streams. But if they have completed their graduations and if they feel that they have the skill to sing or to learn a musical instrument, do you all have any openings for that?
Yes. Actually, I forgot to mention that thing during my opening remarks. Actually, we started add-on courses, skill development courses, other than our regular degree courses. These courses are open to anybody. There is no any age limit also. Means we have started one add-on courses in Natya Sangeet, one in Bhav Sangeet and one in Tabla. So it is just around 3 months course, and anybody can come there and he can enjoy and he can fulfill his wish what during his education, graduation, he couldn't do it. So they can also pursue. And my belief is that there is no any age limit. At any age, you can start your music, even you can think about your career also. Because music is something that you can, but the only requirement is that you have to give some 5-6 years dedicatedly for music. So surely you can pursue your music career at any age. So we are also having the courses, the students or even their parents or their in society, any senior members also can join our college for learning their music.
Thank you, sir. Any other question? This is your last chance.
You have? Yes, please. Mike? On behalf of the students of the Dempo.
Hello. Good morning, respected principals. You have given very good information. I would like to ask one question on behalf of my son, especially to the principal of music college. My son has won state level in sitar. Now, since the new education policy is coming, what would be your efforts to see that music is also introduced in the college level or any other professional colleges?
Actually, in my opening remarks, what I mentioned, that we are now working on the options. We are just waiting for university for the credit structure actually. So now it will be open to any students. Means suppose somebody is doing in home science, his graduation, he can take one generic elective or any other subject as a elective subject. So he can take tabla, music, sitar, whatever he wants. So it is already in process. And it will be coming, I think Goa government already decided that from next year, 2023 onwards, the new education policy will be implemented in all education streams. So it will be coming. And for this purpose only, actually, it is planned, new education policy. So nobody can, anybody can pursue his skill or career in that particular art art faculty. So it is all there in the process.
Any more questions? What's your name?
Hello, my name is Shweta. I wanted to ask, if someone has an actual job already, being a lawyer or something, is there still any possibilities left for them to do any other business, like doing both at once and still have a success in both?
Who do you want your question to be answered by?
Yes, Mr. Raj.
Yes, he's a practicing lawyer. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And now, one is entrepreneur. Okay. As an entrepreneur, you may be a professional also, like in case of a lawyer, or you can be into business as well. Now, if he's a practicing lawyer, there is nothing which is holding him in taking up some other business. Okay. There is absolutely nothing holding him. If he's employed somewhere, okay, and their terms and conditions say that he cannot do any other activity, then there is a problem. But if he's practicing by himself, he can do any business. He can even right now identify his passion and get into it.
And when he was small, he had learning difficulties. So, not focusing much on his disability, we wanted him to focus on something else, try to find out something that he's keen about. So, we enrolled him into different drawing classes, we sent him for craft, we sent him for many classes. But there was not a single class which he continued more than for 3 months. And he would give up. And just suddenly one day he saw a poster of karate classes that are going to be held in our neighborhood. And he said, I want to enroll. And just casually we thought, just 2-3 months and he's going to give this up. But we still enrolled him. And there were many times that we were not able to go and drop him. But he would go on his own and he completed his black belt first then. When this happened, throughout his childhood, I had his friends, parents who were posting about all the success their children had achieved. So I also wanted to be, sharing that achievement. So I put up a post on WhatsApp, and all my neighbors, they saw that he has achieved the black belt. So the day when he received his certificate and we were coming back home, our neighbor stopped us on the way. And he looked at, we are so proud, that you have achieved the black belt and all. So what do you want to become? Who do you want to become? Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan? And I was like, who's my favorite? Is it Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan? Who will he choose? I was just thinking, who will choose? And suddenly he said, I want to become Sensei Adish Nagvekar. This changed the whole thought process of myself as well. You get inspired from everybody whom you meet. From every person you meet, pick up all the good things. But finally, you be yourself, a better version of yourself. With this, we close this program.